What I have today is a 3000 milliwatt 12 volt 450 nanometer laser. You can pick these up on eBay for around $125 to $150 depending upon how much you search around. They also come in different wattages. This thing right here kind of looks like this. Got a little board on the front here. Got a little baby board that we can stick our 12 volts in. There's a little S, which we're assuming is for signaling. So maybe you can control it with your microcontroller, which will be really great if you want to stick it on your CNC. There is a little lens up front here that you can adjust a tiny little bit to dial in your focal length. Other than that, I have no idea if this is even going to function, or maybe it's just a large laser pointer. I don't know. So let's get this to the shop and see if it'll do anything useful. Alright, so here we are. I haven't done anything with this. I have not tried this off camera first. I have not done anything to this. There is no documentation. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm just going to plug it in. I have been looking at this a little bit right here. You can see that there's some values here. There's positive, negative, and an S, which does appear to be for signal, I'm believing there, and that's probably to where we can kind of pulse this, I'm hoping later, for some kind of a duty cycle. But as of right now, I have no idea what this is going to do. But I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and see, you know, if I get anything. But I'm going to, at the same time, be very prepared to pull this apart if need be. What you want to watch out here, even though these things, I can tell you, are not going to be horribly powerful, they're enough to blind you and hurt, you know, your eyes really bad. If you put this on your skin, you know, it's going to burn you. Well, you know, the idea of this is going to burn you. The idea, if this is truly what it says it is. So I guess we're going to find out here. So here we go. Ooh. That's concerning. Test one, done. I don't know. It could be my imagination. It feels maybe warm, but obviously, as you noticed, the focus on that was absolutely horrible. So we need to try to dial that in. We have a small amount of adjustment right here, but you know, as you can imagine, don't reach down here in front of this while it's on and try to adjust the focal length. Okay, so I gave it a twist. Let's see what happens. About the same. It's kind of a square. I don't know if you can see that on video there from that angle. Make another adjustment. So I gave it about 2 turns. There we are. So it's working. It's getting dialed down. Oh boy, it's burning. Can you see that? Yep, smoke. Woohoo! We have a working laser. Look at that. This is actually going to work. That was a pretty crappy beam right there, and it's already starting to... Hey, look at that. Hot damn. That's cool. So if I open this up, this is just a driver box. Right there. Starting to go through. Huh. Wow. I am thoroughly excited about that. This has got potential. Now if I can get this dialed down, if I can get that focal length, if I can get the focus, if I can get the beam tinier here, we might have some use for this. Let's try it again. Let's see, I want you to be able to see this. So I'm going to give it another twist. So that's, I think I'm probably moving it about 1/4 of a notch at a time. Let's see what happens. So given what this just did, if you ever take a magnifying glass and, you know, burn paper and bugs and all that other shit, it's like a really strong version of that. It wasn't, if when you get the magnifying glass really focused and it starts to burn the paper, it was happening about like that, maybe a bit more aggressively. And you saw how big the beam was there. I think we're probably at about 3-4 millimeters in diameter of sorts. It's kind of a little diamond shape if you could see that on camera. I'll get more shots of this in a second. This is just first test up. I'll get something set up here so you can kind of see the beam a little bit more straight on. Okay, so that's a lot smaller, and it's burning right away. Look at that. Yeah, right on through. Fabulous. Okay. Give it another little bit of a turn here. Now this is interesting. This is just sort of free floating right here. So once you get this thing dialed in, this is you're gonna have to figure this out here. Take a look at this here. This you know, it's just on a screw right there. My suspicion is you find another nut here that you can back this up behind it there and lock it into place so that you don't lose this as it's running. If we do end up putting this on a CNC and have it move around, that vibration potentially of the machine might get that thing to rattle around. Okay, I turned it, I think, a little bit more. Let's try that. By the way, I screwed up there, didn't I? I keep moving this thing around, so the distance is changing dramatically. I don't know, you know, what it's going to be for distance. Oh wow, that's tiny. Yeah, that's a good. Okay, so give it another little turn. See when it starts to get bigger. Oops. Boom, smoke right out. As soon as it hits, it's smoking. So let's turn that off there. See what we did. Is it going through? Oh, look at that. We already are just starting to go through. That was the one before that I hung out on a little bit longer. So keep that in mind. It won't take very long for this thing to burn all the way through whatever it is you're working on. This obviously is cardboard. I'll go grab some wood here in a second, then we'll get a piece of plexiglass. I had no idea what to do, so I don't even have anything prepped for this, but I'll just off camera go grab some stuff and we'll start burning things and see what happens. What I want to do though is, maybe I'll just turn this around. I want to just grab this and just kind of move it around and see how the focal, how the diameter of the beam changes as you get close and far away. If it stays really pretty good within, you know, say I don't know, 2-inch, 3-inch span right here, then that would be good enough for a CNC, you know, I mean, it would definitely be good even if it's like, even if we know where it is within 1/2 inch or so, we can make sure that we adjust the focal length for that distance from the part, and then as the mill is, you know, moving around, when it comes up and moves, it always goes, you know, down to, you know, that dimension. Okay, what the hell? Okay, so I'm going to plug this in, but I need to set this up in a way to where I can disconnect this pretty quick, and then I can get a hold, I mean, I want to plug it in, then be able to move this around without causing too much mayhem, and if mayhem happens, then I need to be able to stop, come back here, and pull this apart. The reason for the extra precaution is you know, right over there I have my oscilloscope, I have some other things, and of course it's not just going to like blast a hole right through the scope, but it might hit something metal over there and that might reflect. This is kind of the, you know, the unforeseen danger with things like this. It goes and hits something, it reflects off a surface, and it catches you behind your glasses. I am absolutely wearing my little red glasses up here. Okay, here we go. So turn it on. There's the beam. I'm just going to move it around, get it closer, further away. Oh, look at that. As I move it away, can you see that line developing? You probably can't see that. It's cutting a line as when I get back here, wow. Okay, look at this. That's spectacular. Yeah, that actually has a little bit of depth. I can put my fingernail in it. It's not just exactly burned. Let's get this out of here. Hey, we can burn some foam. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. Turn it over, and boy, this has got some sketchiness written all over it. Okay. Now, when I was doing this, I could see I was moving it back and forth and nothing was happening, and then from my perspective here, once I got about you know, 30 centimeters away from it or so, the beam really started to aggressively cut into it. So that seems to be the focal length right there. Now, I guess that's fine. I guess I was going to say you might want it a little bit closer, but no, that's kind of irrelevant. It is where it is, as long as you got this distance on your CNC or whatever it is you're using. I mean, for that matter, I could just hold it in my hand and I could just doodle on the wall, but no, kids, don't try that. Well, whatever. Okay, we'll just put this up here, prop ourselves up a little rig. which I'm sure is completely entirely safe. And I'm going to pull this back here. It'll probably end up being off camera. You know, at this point in time, this is probably where a really responsible person stops and wires this all up onto a switch, or maybe even like a real cool foot switch. But, you know, that would be a responsible person. You see how I'm trying to do this here? This is not going to be good, is it? Okay, here we go. Look at that. Oh yeah, then we burned through the cord. So if I pull back here, look at that. Too far away, right? As I get in here, right about there. Look at that. There's the focal length. I keep saying that, whatever, the proper diameter. Now if I go too far, not enough. Beauty. There we go. Oh yeah, you could use this great. That's easy. How fast can I go? Ready? Here, let's get it to the optimal length here. Look at that. I'm moving pretty quickly. It's not burning, but you see that there's material going away, right? So, well, before I kill myself, that is probably about it. You know, I was thinking I was going to have to do something a little bit more extravagant to this, but that's, can you see right here? That's where I was going really fast. It's not, you know, it's not like it really, you know, I don't feel any depth there, but it definitely did something to it. So if I take this thing itself, if I hook up the 12-volt supply, or I'm hoping that the signal will actually turn it off and on. My suspicion is if, you know, pull it high or low or something like that, and it will cut off the beam, and I can create kind of a duty cycle on this. Then I can have it at a proper distance. It'll be moving at a certain speed, and then if I pulse it at a different rate, I'm going to get a lighter or a darker line, which I can use to my benefit for doing grayscale stuff. But even at that, even if I can't do that, I would just turn the thing on at this point in time and just have it, you know, scratch around and just do some lines and some more lines, and then we have a laser etcher. You know, yeah, I don't think it's going to cut anything, because even where it was burned here, yeah, you know, I mean, it's not very deep there, but we'll see what we can do with this. Anyways, like I was saying, I thought we were going to have to do a hell of a lot to it, you know, but at this point in time, I could go to my, you know, Fusion 360 or something like that, and go create you know, a thing to engrave, create the you know, the name, and then just take this damn thing, stick some freaking adhesive on the side here, and just stick it on the mill, and pretend that it's you know, an engraving bit, and Z it out at the proper distance that you need to be away from this. So you think that like Z0 is, you know, if you need to be, you know, exactly, you know, 30 millimeters away from this thing, or centimeters away from this, then you're going to set your Z to be 30 centimeters plus maybe, you know, whatever, you know, the distance of the depth would be, I guess, right? Cutting some foam, see what we get. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It popped a bubble and it made it jump away. That's cool. Here. Stack ourselves up a little wall right here. There. Whoa. Oh, it's the fan. The cooling fan made it do that. See how this is glowing? This is probably where it could end up getting kind of dangerous. Huh. I don't know. That doesn't look like it's doing shit. Huh. I guess it was my imagination. Maybe. I was trying to cut it. Piece of wood, MDF. Hold on a minute. Object under test. So MDF wood, medium density fiberboard held together, you know, particles held together with some resin. So let's see what we get here. Whoa, fire right off the bat. Just let it hang out for a bit. Looking around to see if I have smoke alarms in this room. Yeah, that could be a problem. Oh, look at that. That's actually substantial. That's a hole. Where's a picker? Okay, this is not the proper use for this. Yeah, some of you guys out there are flipping out on me right now. How dare you? Can you see that? So we're in about 1 millimeter or so. Let's try that again. Oh, shoot. Smells like a campfire. So I can imagine as you're trying to cut through something, me, you know, not knowing much about the specifics on how a laser cutter works, I would imagine that as you cut through, you're going to have to adjust the z-axis or the focus of the beam as the thing gets deeper. You know, if you're cutting something like this, you know, 1/2 inch, 3/4, what is that, 1/2 inch, 3/4 something, whatever, you're going to have to adjust the beam as it goes in deeper. So look at that. Oops. Interesting. Okay, next thing to test. So I don't know, foam didn't seem to do very good. It might be because it's too reflective, maybe, right? Maybe it was working, I just couldn't see. So I'm gonna go find something else. So I got a couple things. Here is a piece of plexiglass from an old robot car, and here is a piece of polyurethane. So kind of testing to see if it's the material or if it's the, you know, how clear it is. This one has been sanded, so maybe it'll fare a little bit better. So hopefully I can hit it. Yeah, there. Okay. Glass is on. Turn this on. It's not even warm. It's cold even. It's as cold as the rest of it. Alright, it's getting kind of smelly in here, so I don't want to set off the fire alarm, so I'm going to go ahead and pack this up. And but no, we are not done. We got more stuff to burn. I got to find what we can and can't burn with this. So I'm going to grab this and we're going to go out to the shop. So here's what I've done. I took this off here. This is the barrel jack, and there's no components on this. This is just all breakout. So I took the JST connector and I got, you know, positive ground going in here. I'm just skipping the signal wire for right now, and we're running that down into just plain old off-on switch on off the breadboard. This is just 12 volts, so it's no big deal. And so now, on, off, on, off. The plan is that when we get this hooked up to something of interest, then the signal wire will be plugged into some kind of microcontroller, and then we can turn that off and on as we see fit. Alright, find stuff to burn. Now that we're out here, I kind of just want to see how long it's going to take to actually do some major damage. So I'm going to scoot this back here, assuming, I might have to adjust this focal length a little bit more. Turn it on. Oh yeah, smoke right off the bat. If I move this, it should be, there's that, just cutting a line as we go. So let's just let it sit there. So take a look at that. We have a laser cutter. Slowest ever. So this is like, I don't know, barely an 1/8 inch thick. This is the what is this? Door skin material. Here is the maple that we use for the longboard. So I'll just crack the piece off here. Let's see how this does. So this is 1/16 of an inch thick. See how long it takes to burn through this. Getting black on the back. Again, I'll let you know when I see some light on the 2x4. Light on the 2x4 now. So that's good and definitely all the way through. Ooh, it's on fire. I don't know. It's getting there. With a slow enough feed rate, you could do it. If you didn't care about how the edge was, I guess. I don't know. Cool. Next up, just a plain old piece of paper. I'm curious just to see how fast I can get it to cut through it. Maybe it's a paper cutter. Oh, it's hard with the wind blowing on it. You need to have a backer. Oh, look at that. Wow, don't touch the laser. It actually was cutting the whole time. So let's kill this. So look at that. Well, shit, my battery died. So I don't know how much right now you got of that, but I was able to cut through. So let's try this from a different angle. That should be good. Yeah, that's better. So this is Nomex honeycomb, typical stuff for aerospace composite panels, marine here and there, right? It is fire retardant, so we will see what it does with a laser. I gotta hit it at an angle, otherwise I think it's just kind of going through. So, kill laser. Oh, yeah. That cuts nice. That gives me another idea. Let me try it straight on though, because maybe since it does cut, maybe I can get it to cut each ribbon straight on. That would be handy. Wow, yeah. Yeah, it's cut fine. You just have to stop over the top of the actual ribbon. It's pretty interesting in the back here. You can see the laser. Here, let's move you around. Yeah, I didn't spend enough time cutting through, but that was pretty cool. Alright, well I had to try it. Here is a piece of aluminum from some of the stuff we were cutting out on the new mill the other day. I'm expecting it to reflect, so I have another piece of wood over here, and I have this tilted at a very slight angle so it doesn't reflect right back at the laser. I guess that's that. Let's see if anything happens. Okay, that was a minute. And it's cold. Aluminum, nothing. In my composite materials video, I showed how strong or how tough it was to cut Kevlar. Let's see how the laser works. Oh, holy crap. It's already messing it up. Okay, this is going to be difficult. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on here. Wait, let's give it a try. Oh yeah, it's going right through. It stinks. I'm kind of wondering if I should be breathing this or not. Let's go with no. Whew. Huh. Kevlar laser cutter. Next up, UHMW plastic. This is snowboard base, ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. So just in case you're flying down the mountain, getting chased by lasers, let's see if it holds up. Alright, that's 60 seconds. Whoa. It's cold. Nothing. A little bit unexpected. So, now we know. If you're being attacked by lasers, pack your snowboard. Just in case it was the color, this is the same stuff in black. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, check that out. Super duper duper unexpected. That went right through in pretty much a second. I can't really feel it on the back, but I was seeing light on the board behind. Okay, try that again. There's the light in the back. Appears like it's cutting through. Oh yeah, there. Can you see that? You can see light through there. So if I drug it more carefully, it would cut right through. Very interesting. Kind of want to try the white again in a different way. Be right back. Alright, so I hit it with a Sharpie just to see if it's the white on the surface reflecting it, or is it just the material itself. Okay, just to prove out. Okay, again, nothing there. I thought something might be happening, but no. Interesting. I think it's burning the Sharpie away. Another use. Oh look, that was cutting through. Oh yeah, and it's hot on the back too. So that might be a way. It might have made it through. You can see that there. Give it a little bit of time. But my thought was, yeah, that cut too. You gauge this right, you got a nice laser cleaner. Clean rust away, or I don't know about rust, but paint? Paint. Be right back. Closest thing I could find within reach. This is just shit, you can't see it there. Case side of a PC. So we're gonna see if we can clean the paint off this. Oh, gotta get my glasses on. There we go. Turn it sideways a little bit so again it reflects away. I don't know. I can't really see. It's so bright. The glasses are really weird, so I can't really tell anything. I think I might be seeing a line there. I might have made a line right off the bat. You know, I don't know. Let's stop. We'll take a look. And yeah, there's definitely a line there. Oh, look at that. So how about that for a use? So take this little baby laser, paint your metal, do some art on it, paint it however you like, and then just engrave the paint away. That might be interesting. Or like I said, as a cleaner. If you hook this thing up to maybe a reflecting mirror, or get it on some kind of a little servo or something, get it to kind of swing back and forth a little bit, maybe you can turn it into kind of a paint stripper. ABS off a 3D printer. This is from the Stratasys U-Print. I can smell something, I think. Oh, yeah, yep, smell, stink. Oh god. Yep, I'm gonna die. Blech. So it cuts ABS, at least the 3D printed gunk. How about polyurethane? Woohoo! Okay, where's Han at? I don't know. Star Wars guy that killed me. Where's he live? Oh, don't burn my finger. Paybacks. Oh, yeah. Oh god, ouch. Hot, burn. Yeah, we're gunking that up. That's doing something. Let's kill it some more. Whoa, ew, gross. Gross. Oh, heck yeah. Reminds me of a class question. Can you burn polyurethane without concern to your health? Yeah, the answer is no. Ooh, we're all the way through. Done. Good. Get the hell away from the stinky thing. Gross. Nitrile glove. Oh, that stinks. That stinks super bad. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, don't handle lasers with nitrile gloves. Ugh. Shrink tube. Yeah, it cuts shrink tube. This is a shrink tube cutter. Yes. Well, I think this will be the last one. Solder. Can we melt solder with the laser? So this is thin stuff. This possibly stands a chance. We can find it. Oh. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think anything's happened. Let's see if it just cuts it. Nothing. Oh well. So much for laser soldering. So anyways, thank you for watching. That was pretty fun. I like the new laser. I think it's gonna work out pretty well. We will maybe try connecting it over to that guy there. So thanks for watching. See you next time.